Justin is a blogger for, if anyone hasn't checked out his blog, it's Trust Me, I'm a Scientist. It's fucking incredible. I love your blog, dude. We can't hear you.
You can't?
Oh,
we
can now. Now we can.
All right.
Tell me what you feel the vibe is amongst artists in the States at the moment about this whole acceptance of, I'm no longer just an artist, so I have to be a social media identity and I have to engage and I have to spend all this time. With this new model, I think people are still clinging to the idea of, I just want to make music and get out there and tour. How practical is that now?
It's not practical at a lot of levels at the moment. I would say that the ideal that a lot of artists have is still to focus just on the craft. And I think there's value to that. There are a lot of artists who adapt very well to being their own managers, being their own booking agents, being their own publicists. But that's not the majority of artists. There is a portion of artists who are still going to do better by reaching out to specialists to a degree. I've done a lot of kind of case studies of successful bands, successful record labels, mostly on the independent scale. Interviewed fairly little ones. Just did one with K9 Records, talked to Grizzly Bear about their last big record, talked to Clap Your Hands, say, yeah, they were one of those big, do-it-yourself stories. But behind a lot of those stories, I end up finding that there are more people involved. And that DIY, to a degree, I don't want to say it's a misnomer, but it can be a little bit misleading. You can really start things yourself, and a lot of artists do brilliantly. But even Amanda Palmer, who I worked with her on her big $1 million Kickstarter launch party. I helped her do sound, and she had this core of people around her. As much as it was sold as a DIY story, she had kind of management people and publicist people and a little bit of a crew. And you have to remember that behind every DIY story, there's really not just one person. So to a degree, I think you need to know more. You need to be more savvy about different angles of the business, even more so now than in the past. But by the same token, that doesn't tell the whole story when you're actually looking at independent artists who are doing it a sustainable way.
I totally agree with that. Jake and I were talking the other day about this, about the idea that careers now really are careers. They span over a certain amount of time, and it's no longer with the traditional model of, I'm going to do really great, I'm going to get out there, I'm going to build a following, I'm going to go get a record deal, and then I'm going to be fine, the record label's going to take over. I definitely believe that there's a point in your career that you have to start bringing people on board, because it's just too much. There's too much work that needs to be done, and you outgrow, your business is outgrowing you, I guess.